Hey guys! Hey guys! Hey everyone!
Hey guys, we're gonna do a review of.
Hey guys, I'm Tori,
I'm Lexi.
and we're gonna be doing a recap of the books we read in 2025. My first read of the year, Kingdom of Ash. This is the final book of the Throne of Glass series. Least to say, wait.
What you mean,
Woo! This is the final book of the Throne of Glass series, and it wrecked me. If you want to see how many tabs are in this book, you can see. 5 stars. The ending kind of threw me off a little bit. I wasn't really expecting there to be that many loopholes around around Aelin not dying. And I really loved Lorcan and Elid's storyline. What a journey. Highly recommend Throne of Glass series to anyone who can read. Kingdom of Ash put me in the biggest book slump of my life after reading this series. I haven't been able to thoroughly enjoy a book until December. Next.
The first book I read, Golden Sun by Pierce Brown, and it's in the Red Rising trilogy. And let me just say, I love this trilogy with my entire heart, and everyone was raving about this book specifically, but I liked the first one and the last one the best. The characters are so good, and something about Pierce Brown's writing, I love that man. I gave it 5 stars.
Next book I read was Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. I rated this 5 stars. I don't remember doing that. There were a lot of characters and I thought I would get confused, but I found it really easy to follow along with. It's a hostage bank robbery situation, but then it kind of dives into everyone's deeper personal problems, which I just love that. I love talking about everyone's problems.
The second book I read in 2025 was Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I rated it 2 stars. I did not like this book. It was incredibly confusing, and I did not know where it was going, and I just did not like it. The story was really hard to follow. It was going back and forth. It's about 3 friends, and it's one of them likes each other, but they don't like each other, and it's just all very confusing, and I didn't like how the relationships were portrayed. Just wasn't for me.
Next book I read was The Selection by Kiera Cass. My first reread of the year. I rated it 4 out of 5 stars. I think I just kept the rating I had when I first read it. It's a good young adult book. It's a story about a girl who basically gets picked for the Bachelor. But it's he's a prince and they have to do it to kind of keep their country running. It's a dystopian book. Lexi said the main female character is insufferable, but is that news to you guys? No. Lexi doesn't like female main characters.
That's not true. That's not true. She's a pick-me, and you can read the book and you'll know that. It's entertaining, but she's a pick-me. The third book I read in 2025 was The Sea of Monsters by Rick Riordan. I liked it. I rated it 4 stars. I mean, it's a kid's book, entertaining, but I knew the TV show was coming out, so I wanted to read it.
The next book I read is Tuesdays with Morrie by Mitch Albom. Thank you, Chris, for this Christmas gift. It's not a book I would have picked up. It's basically about a man who finds out he's going to die in the next year or so, and he kind of just goes into this period where he's just reflecting on life and kind of talking to this younger man who's a reporter, I guess, and kind of teach him everything he learned about life and his last days. And I thought it was really good. I gave it 5 stars, and I would recommend it to anyone, actually, because I think it teaches some really good life lessons. And I really like Morrie, and I was so sad when he died, I cried. Talia, spoiler, he dies.
I read We Hunt the Flame by, I don't know how to say her name. I wanted to reread it because the first time I read it, I didn't understand it, and I gave it 3 stars. I remember specifically it was good in the beginning, and then towards the end it just kind of goes off the rails, and it just starts getting too much going on. So Yeah.
Next book I read, The Elite, which is the second book in the selection series by Kiera Cass. This one was 5 stars. I like this one more because we were already in the midst of the book. And we got a lot of Maxon content in that book. Good reread.
I read Cassandra Clare, The Rag Picker King. I really like this. I rated it 4 stars again. There was a lot more point of views like introduced in this book, and 2 of the characters I really like get together, so that was a win for me personally. And it was just a really good story overall. Like, it really builds as you read it, so 4 stars from me.
Next book I read was Book Lovers by Emily Henry, 3rd reread of the year. It is about an eldest daughter. Her and her sister go on some trip, and so she's dealing with this relationship with her sister while also starting a semi-casual relationship with a man. It's just a whole thing. I really like the characters. I really like the sister. She's very protective. And yeah, I just gave it 4 out of 5 stars.
Okay, the 5th book I read, I do not have with me, but it's called Happiness for Beginners by Catherine Center. It was very entertaining, but I found the beginning was way more interesting than like throughout the book, the ending. I don't know why she did it that way, but that was just how I felt. I like the characters, except not. It's like I did, but I didn't. Their relationship was just so weird to me, and this dude was like kissing all the other girls on the trip, and then at the end he wanted to come up to her and be like, well, I liked you all along, and I was like, no, you didn't. So
Just a defense mechanism.
3 stars. Yeah, I don't know.
Next book I read, Daisy Hates, the 2nd book in the Magnolia Parks universe by Jessa Hastings. I loved this book. It took me a long time to read this book because I was back in school at this point. I really enjoyed it. I really like Daisy's point of view, and Christian. I really like Christian. Those are the 2 main people. I like seeing their romance story and kind of the inner workings of her brother's life, which is a gang lord. So a lot of crazy stuff actually happened in this book. I rated it 4 stars.
Next, I read Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry, and I gave this 3 stars. I don't really remember much from this book, but nothing stuck out to me, and I think it was really rushed. And normally I really like, I don't know, I feel like she's more creative with the story, but I can't remember exactly what I didn't like about their relationship, but it was something really specific, and a lot of other people were saying the same things online, so yeah, 3 stars.
Next book I read was my 4th reread and the 3rd time I read it. People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry! I really like the main character, Poppy. She's a travel journalist. I want to be a travel journalist. I really like Alex. He's a low-key kind of guy. And Poppy's just like crazy. Her family's crazy and loud. Like my family. I really like their dynamic with each other and their dynamics with their family, and they get together every summer to go on a vacation, and it's just really fun. It's really sweet, and I like the flashbacks. I like going to see like each of their vacations, and then it kind of flashes back to now they have their vacation where they meet up. They haven't seen each other in a while, and tensions are high. So yeah, it's just, I just love it. 5 stars.
Next book I read was What the River Knows, and by Isabel Ibanez, and this was like an Egyptian, like they're looking for artifacts type of adventure. What is it called? Not Indiana Jones vibes. I rated this 3 stars. It was very like basic. Nothing stood out to me. It was just kind of a filler book.
Next book I read is another reread, Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I don't care what anyone says. I love that book. Rated 5 stars. There is a kind of suspicious ending. Okay.
Cheater, pumpkin-y there is what she is. I don't like the main girl character, if you could guess. If you couldn't guess that. Because she cheats on the nicest person ever.
I did like the male main character a lot. He was really nice. And they would like read books together and stuff. Okay, your turn.
Okay, next I read Legendborn by Tracy Dion. It was pretty interesting. It's young adult. I mean, the plot was good. The story was really fast-paced. I rated it 3 stars, though. So it's kind of mid again. I had a really mid book reading year, but
Woo! Next book I read, Love on the Brain by Allie Hazelwood. 3 out of 5 stars. This is my least favorite Allie Hazelwood main character. She's weird. I really like the plot. I really like the plot. It was interesting, but she just kept cringing me out.
I remember the Galaxy leggings, and she always cried when she sees
Galaxy leggings.
Roadkill.
Yes, and the thing about her crying every time she saw Roadkill, I was like,
a bit much.
Next book I read, The Summer Pact by Emily Giffin. Worst book I read all year, 2 out of 5 stars. I was just trying to get to the part where they went on a summer trip together, and the vibes were good. I thought the characters were interesting, but I just didn't like it. And the plot was so weird. It was just all over the place. They had no moral compasses. They were all just mean to each other.
Okay, the next book I read was Will of the Many. So this is an insane book, and I just wanted to try a little bit of the craziness, basically. Everyone was feral about it, saying this is so good, like this is insane. So I was like, you know what? I want to read it. So I did. And like the first chunk of it was really hard to get through. It was like such intense world building, and you really got to turn your brain on for this one. But after you get through that, it is so good. And it's like, I think it's like an academy, and it's like all the kids are like competing to be at the top of the class, because that determines like their rank and like the rest of their life and the type of job they have. I rated this 4 stars, but that's only because you can't do 0.5. 4.5 stars only because it was so slow in the beginning. But the characters are really good, and overall it was a really good book.
Next, I read Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. 5 stars. I loved this book. I loved the setting. I loved how she was going to coffee shops and just writing her book. And I loved the male main character. I loved the side plot or main plot of this. I forgot her name. But the lady...
That's how much you loved it. You forgot her name.
I loved it. I read it so fast.
What is her name?
And I don't get why people don't like this thing. Well, no, I do get it, because they're expecting some romance book. And it's listed as a fiction. I love the flashbacks to her life. A lot of people said they didn't really like it and they were bored by it. But I liked seeing, she was like this other, I forget her name. Insert here. She was like raised on old money and all this, where she came from. And it was all like a big puzzle piece coming together. And then there was a side plot of romance. And I loved it. 5 stars. Next book I read was Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams. I rated 4 stars. I really liked the main character, and the male main character was cool and he was nice, but they kept saying he was wearing these really weird outfits, and that was throwing me off. But I don't know about that. And
you just gotta ignore the outfit description sometimes. Honestly.
They were trying to make him seem like he looked like Harry Styles, but it just was tacky. It was a good, quick read, summer read, fun vibes.
The next book I read was The X-Vows, and this was like a romance. This was really good. I really liked the story, and I liked the characters. They like go to this really cool vineyard, and it's for their friend's wedding, I believe. Best friend's wedding. So they both have to be there, but they're exes. But the miscommunication was killing me, actually. Thank you.
You're welcome. Next thing I reread was Happy Place by Emily Henry. I reread this last year too. This is my 3rd time reading this book. 5 stars. Oh, I love this book. I love all the characters. I love the friendships that she has in here, and how she kind of navigates going through those friendships, like from college into adulthood, and then she's kind of refining herself. Post-graduation, she realizes she doesn't like her job, stuff like that. She's kind of an outspoken person, and I just really like it. And I really like the main male character. He's so nice, and he like makes her communicate, which I'm like, I love Sabrina.
Oh yeah, Sabrina's really...
She's kind of a pot stirrer, but she has the best intentions. Next, I read Funny Story by Emily Henry. I changed my rating.
Another banger.
Changed my rating from 4 stars to 5 stars, because I'm pretty sure I read this last year, and I said 4 stars. But I reread it. The main male character, Miles.
Not James.
He reminds me of Nick from New Girl. And the setting of this is so pretty. It's in Michigan during the summer, and he works at this vineyard. It's a fake dating trope, and he takes her to all these secret spots in Waning Bay, Michigan, and it's just so pretty. I can imagine it perfectly in my head. And I was sitting outside, and the wind was blowing. It was hot, and it was summer, and and it was just so good. Next book I reread was The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walter. 3 out of 5 stars. It was a fun, easy summer read. I more liked it for vibes. I didn't really enjoy the main female character. Not really at all.
Oh, really? So you're allowed to say that, but I'm not?
No, because that's you for every...
No, it's not.
character.
Next, I read Holy Grail, Morning Star by Pierce Brown. This is the last book in the trilogy for Red Rising. So good. Once again, characters. Once again, writing. Once again, the ending of this book has the most insane plot twist, and you never see it coming, and it's just like, wow. That was really good, and I love this book. Thank you. 5 stars.
Next book I read was Beach Read by Emily Henry. 4 out of 5 stars. I don't know. I just really liked it, but I just didn't really connect with it as much as I do.
That's important. For
Happy-
Emily Henry books, that's
Happy
important.
Place or People We Meet on Vacation. Like, it kept me interested, and I read the whole book. This is my second time reading it. I really liked it. Good reread. Interesting plot, I will say, very interesting. I reread the Cruel Prince trilogy, which is a fantasy trilogy by Holly Black. Love that series. Love Jude. Love Carden. Yes, let's go. And I just forgot how great the storytelling was, and how everything just comes together at the end of each book. And I was like, I didn't even think about that. And I didn't even think about that. And all the riddles and all the folk of the air are just so cool. And yeah, I think
So good.
Jude is so fire.
So
I love
good.
her. And Carden, I just want to give him a hug. But yeah.
Next book I read was This Woven Kingdom by Tahira Mafi. And everyone was really like hype about this book. I'm done like looking at other people's opinions on books because I can't trust anybody out here. I rated it 3 stars, but I think it was actually 2 stars because the writing was terrible, the characters are terrible. And yeah, I just didn't like it. It's a whole like lost heir story, but there's like, it's like a love triangle with like 2 dudes. Worst, what is it called? Worst trope ever, love triangle. So yeah.
Next book I read was another reread, The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. Best book by Ali Hazelwood. One of the best romance books I've read, besides Emily Henry books. I love the main female character. I just feel like she gets me.
So you think that one's better than Love Theoretically?
Yes.
Okay.
I love this one. And I like how sullen and kind. So he's just a little acts of kindness that Adam is his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, Adam does. Adam, good character. Her relationships with her friends, great too. Plot is great.
Next book I decided to read was dun 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 Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. The magic system, really good though. I will say that much. It's weird because it's like the characters feel like juvenile and the situations don't feel like serious or dire. It's like weird because his writing makes them seem like childish, but like people die and like it's like serious situations. So it was hard for me to get into it because of that, but it was definitely interesting. I rated it 4 stars.
Next book I read, Big Fat Chungus, Magnolia Park's Long Way Home.
What can possibly be about?
Third book in the series.
Gang
4 out of 5 stars. No, this one is about Magnolia and BJ and their toxic relationship. High London society, females and males, hanging out in London and going through terrible life situations.
They probably put
and
themselves
not handling it well. But we get these amazing quotes in here, and the characters are so fully developed. I don't know, I just feel like I'm inside their brains, and you don't want to understand them because they're low-key not very good people, but you're like, I understand why you're like this, and why the situation is happening. I will say I gave it 4 stars because about here it started getting repetitive. And if you read this book, you'll know what I mean.
The last book I'm reading for 2025 is The Raven Scholar by Antonia Hodgson. So I feel like this whole year I've been kind of on a reading slump
She was raving about this one.
Besides the Red Rising, 2 books I read for Red Rising trilogy. Now this is so good and I love it. And I'm actually not done. As you can see, there's still a bookmark in it. The story is so good. The setting is so good. Like, the characters are so, like, you keep saying fleshed out. Like, that's how I feel like they are. Like, they're so real. And they all, they all have, like, such distinctive, like, personalities and, like, traits about them. The interworkings of it are insane. And you never get a break.
Inner workings.
Yeah. And I'm just trying to use big words because that's just how this feels. But, yeah. And I can't really explain the plot because it's so thick, but just know it's really good. 5 stars.
Anyways, can't wait to read that.
I want to know who designed these covers.
Her friend.
Whose friend?
Jessa Hastings. Anyways, the final book I've read in 2025, unless I finish Sunrise on the Reaping, which I doubt that's going to happen, but maybe it could. Daisy Hates the Great Undoing.
And the abs.
5 stars. Do you think this book is about Daisy Hates? It is. It's about Daisy Hates and Christian a little bit, but don't be mistaken. So in this book, it's more about BJ and Magnolia, but they're not really in the crime scene, but Daisy Hates and Julian Hates are because they're top of the rank, top of the whatever, food chain. Julian Hates' point of view, oh my gosh. We know he's a struggling character, morally gray.
I agree.
Gang lord, all those things. But his character is so sad, and I just wanted him to be happy, and he didn't get to be happy. I thought this book was about Daisy, but it's literally basically about Julian, and every time I went to his point of view, I was like, oh my gosh, I just want to give him a hug. And these are all the books that I have physically with me. Yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Tune in for my next video. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, and make sure you read one of these books, guys. Zoom, zoom, zoom.